Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sunday in Appalachia. Couldn't do a video last night because I went to a sound bath, so I'm going to do one today. Try to get this done quick. I got a lot of noise. One of my neighbors doing some carpentry work, and we also have a thunderstorm in the area. I just finished a few hours out here in the yard, soaking wet. It's about 90-95 degrees the last few days. But I wanted to follow up on last week's discussion about sacred spaces. And why do we want to create sacred spaces? Well, obviously, wanting to create that inside sacred space is for our own sacredness, our own healing, our own self-love. Okay, and it's a tough one, you know, because we got all that trauma. Most of that trauma is down in here, second chakra area. You know, we got to let go of that trauma that we accumulate over a lifetime or many lifetimes. As far as the outer world goes, there's many reasons to want to create a sacred space. One of them, for example, where I'm at right now, sitting here, is just to enjoy the sound of silence and to converse with nature, the trees, the birds, the squirrels, the moles that may be digging up my yard, you know, but they're all out here, and we're all one big happy family. Another reason to create a sacred space, for example, in the home, my home is right up here, is for protection, so that we can protect ourselves from entities that are what I will call malevolent. Male, from the Latin mal, meaning bad entities. I've had run-ins with them multiple times. You can play a lot of games with you. I've also had times where I've walked into a space, for example, a house, and I immediately knew that there was something wrong because I could feel the energy. One house I walked in, there was a lot of sadness. It was a house that was for sale. This is about 15 years ago. And I turned to the real estate agent. I said, "Did somebody die here?" And she says, "Yeah, the mother died." And I said, "Yeah, I could tell." Yeah, the whole house was just filled with this sad energy. So if you get attuned to that, you can feel it when you walk into a space. Just like you can feel the energy of the people that are in a space, okay? But just walking into some of the temples in Egypt, I walked into this one room and just got hit with this wave of anger. It just, whoosh, just wow, you know? And then I walked into another room, got hit with a wave of love, because in the other room, some of my cohorts that were on the trip with me had been chanting. And they created this beautiful frequency in the room, this beautiful energy, while the other room they hadn't been in, and this was a room that had a lot of glyphs on the walls that had been destroyed by the Coptic priest. The Coptic priest had gone into a lot of the temples, and they hammer and chiseled off the faces and the heads of all the figures on the walls because they wanted to destroy that energy, and you could feel it in the room. And I've seen other times where somebody has walked into my home and brought an entity with them, and then the entity stayed after they left. And that's where you have to ask and intend and tell the entity, "You have to go. Thank you for visiting, but it is your time to go." And the ones, I'll tell you what happened is, the ones that'll know that there's an entity there are the animals, the cats and the dogs, especially the cats. You know, they'll know. They'll let you know. And it's mind-boggling to watch this. I saw it firsthand. But those are some of the reasons why we want to create sacred space. Because all of this, whether it's an entity or whether it's just other people's energy or energy that's left over, for example, where I'm sitting right now, when I get up and leave, I'm going to leave an energy imprint here for some time. So if you walk into a room and other people have been there, their energy imprint is still going to be there. right? And it'll last for a little while. Like we're talking hours or so, maybe a couple days. So we want to be cautious of that because we don't want to take on any of that energy. So we want to be. That's how we want to be sacred inside, so that we can basically protect ourselves, and protect our space and keep our space sacred. Because a lot of people are walking around with dark entities and dark energy, and they don't know it because they haven't awakened yet. So those are some of the things I was thinking about as a follow-on to creating sacred space. Just like around me here with these beautiful plants. I think I do have a mole in the yard, but we'll deal with him, hopefully politely, with love. But it's getting very dark here, and I'm just a mess from working outside for the past 3 hours in 95-degree heat. I broke out my little shower bag and filled it with water so I could just hose myself off 3 times in all this heat. It's cooled down now that the storm's coming. Anyways, think about what you can do to create your sacred space. Set your intention about why you want to create your sacred space. Okay, you can use things. I have little pyramids of orgone. You can use plants. You can use any kind of talisman that you might have. Any kind of crystals, and go around. Of course, there's always the sage and Palo Santo, and to clear the room, or just chanting, or just prayer, and any kind of prayer. And as long as it comes from the heart, because it's all about intention. So I hope this helps. It only takes a few minutes a day, and you'll have an impact on everyone you meet and everywhere you go, because you'll be continually building the light inside of you, and that's what we want to do. All right, so till next time, aho.